Welcome back to the London Christmas Tournament Expert Division qualifying round, hole number 9. Here we're setting up for a sniper bounce up. We're using a Kingslayer P3. Side spin 3+, wind 4 ball is preferable here. You can use a Kingmaker, however, I did not test this shot out with a Kingmaker, and it may require some additional tweaks if you decide to try this with a Kingmaker. I would definitely recommend you practice it a few times and see what changes you might need to make using a wind 3 ball instead of a wind 4 ball. You can use APOC 4+ here and Sniper 9+. The adjustment for the drive is P3 plus 10% max. We're using 4 top spin, 3 left spin, no curl, no OP. Pull straight, hit perfect, and we should be good on the drive. There is a couple of things that you may consider noting for your drive here. There is a more tailwind angle that we can pay attention to. But to begin with, our starting position is at P3 max rest, or at the top of the +16. The APOC 5 and 6, you'll have 2/3 of the red ring in the rough. APOC 7 is 1/3 of the red ring in the rough, and then APOC 8 will be red ring touching the left rough, and that's all at P3 max rest. If you're using an APOC 4, you can stretch out until you get this sight picture. This is with no spin added. Release it, adjust your P310 max, and then push up 6+ yards after you adjust. I have been adjusting more than 6+ yards every time here. That's not to say that you will. We all know that we can catch some weird wind angles when we start playing things live. So my recommendation is, if you have APOC 4 or Sniper 9, I would recommend that you play this shot with a P4 side spin 3+ wind 4 ball. That way you can set up properly with your APOC, but most importantly, so that you have the distance on your approach shot and you can play the standard set spins that I'm going to give you. If you're playing this with a Sniper 9, you're short a couple of yards and you most likely will not be able to play the same. You can still reach, but you're going to have to use different spins. You're going to get a different bounce and a different result. And all of that stuff hasn't been tested. So APOC 4, Sniper 9 users recommend using P4 side spin 3 wind 4. We're playing this with 4.2 top spin, 3 left spin. Like you see here. .2 top, 3 left. Now, there is a tailwind angle on this drive that will cause you to get a speed roll. This is that wind angle here. If you notice, what I'm looking at is this flag right here, this banner. Anything over here to the right of that banner is the tailwind angle. Now, you don't have to do anything. You can still play the shot from the longer rollout if you get it. Usually only catch the longer rollout in winds above 7 and in the tailwind angle. So like right here, I have 6.5, slight tailwind angle. I should be good. We want to end up right around 360 yards. No OP, no curl. If you watch this second bounce, you see how that second bounce kind of popped up in the air a little bit? That's what we're looking for. Most of my drives here have been 357, 358. Actually, most of them have been 358 to 360. I think I have one at 357, and all of those were fine. 357 to 360, 361, that's all going to be fine. If you catch the longer rollout, you're going to roll out to right around 370, and you can still play the shot. However, you're going to need to make an adjustment on your approach shot because you're going to be pulling from a different position, and if you don't add a little bit of OP from a longer rollout drive, then you're going to end up short and right of the hole. And I'll go over that in a second. For the approach shot, it plays P3 plus 10% at slider. I'm using set spins here, 3.5 backspin, 3 right spin. With spin added, what I want is the tip of the ball guide to be in line with the right edge of the cup and just short of the cup, like you see there. So basically, if you look at this line that runs just right of the hole, you know, we're just short of that. If you drew a line straight down the side of that right-hand side of the cup, that's where the tip of the ball guide. So I want the tip of the ball guide to be even with the right edge of the cup, and then I want it to be about a ball guide short of the hole, just like you see here. This is the proper offset. Now, for the approach, we want to pull this straight with a slight 1159 flicker. If you pull this with 01, you're most likely going to miss it. Most likely going to miss it to the right. So, if you look here, when I adjust, this is from a standard drive where I ended up right around 360, okay? So from this position, when I adjust, I'm adjusting up. This is a hill right here. I'm adjusting up this hill, and that's causing me to gain elevation, and you need that. So if you get a shorter rollout, a longer rollout on your drive, and you end up like 370, when you set this up, you're going to be more, your bullseye is going to be more in this area. And then when you adjust, you're not adjusting up the hill, you're actually adjusting down a hill a little bit. And therefore, you need to add around 4 clicks of overpower to your approach shot if you get the longer rollout on your drive. You're going to be setting up at the low end of the plus yards, right around the +1 or the +2, if you get the longer rollout on your drive. And that's fine. You just need to remember to add about 4 clicks of overpower. Otherwise, you're going to miss it short and right if you don't add the OP. You only need it if you get that longer rollout, and when you go to adjust, you don't pull up this hill. See, I'm pulling up a hill here. If I was over here, I would not be pulling up a hill. All right? So just keep that in mind when you take this approach shot. No curl, no OP, P3 plus 10 at slider, straight with a 59 flicker, 3.5 back, 3 right spin. Sniper plus yards for the P3 is 0 is 70, 1 is 72, 2 is 75, 3 is 77, plus 4 is 80 slider, 5 is 82, 6 is 85, 7 is 87, plus 8 is 90 slider, 9 is 92, 10 is 95, 11 is 97, and plus 12 is 100. Pretty simple shot overall, although there are a few things that you need to pay attention to in order to give yourself the best chance at a drop here. If on the drive you want to try to avoid that longer rollout, my recommendation, if you have tailwind over 7 miles an hour, my recommendation is to add baby left curl on your drive, about half the teeth left curl. And what that's going to do is that's going to keep your second bounce from landing on the downslope, kicking forward, and giving you the long rollout. It's not required. You can still play it from either rollout. But just like I explained, if you get the longer rollout, it also affects your approach shot, causes you to have to play overpower. And personally, I would rather try to keep it as consistent as possible. And because I know that tailwind over 7 miles an hour will give me the speed roll, I will be adding baby left curl on my drive if I catch that tailwind angle over 7 miles an hour. And that's just so that I can play the shot more consistently on my approach and give myself a better chance at dropping the albatross. So good luck, everyone. I hope you all get the drop. We'll catch you on the next round.